Watching GRTS, and it's time for the news in summary with me, Aji Amisise. 320 Gambian pilgrims Saturday afternoon left for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to perform the Hajj, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The pilgrims, who were seen off by relatives, Hajj Commission members and government officials, are expected to land at Jeddah International Airport. Meantime, the Gambia International Airlines says it has acquired aircrafts to airlift intending pilgrims to the Kingdom of Saudi for this year's Hajj. GIA urges all intending pilgrims to stay at home and wait for calls from the airline for their designated check-in time. Cabinet ministers have cultivated a 3.2-hectare maize farm in the village of Jalangbang in the West Coast region. Despite their busy official work, ministers have made occasional visits to the farm. One of those visits was embarked on by the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, who went on a monitoring exercise to gauge the progress made on the farm. Meanwhile, more and more Gambians, in some cases people forming groups in order to cultivate community farms, have been responding to President Jammeh's back to the land call. Travel and tourism officials are all set to journey to Nigeria as the colorful West African state prepares to host another Akwaba, the biggest international travel fair that takes place in Africa. And to news elsewhere, at least 17 people are reported dead in the extreme northern part of Cameroon following heavy downpours in the area. Tens of thousands of others have been made homeless. Northern Cameroon has been battered by torrential rains, leaving 140-year-old dikes in the area on the verge of collapse. President Paul Biya has visited the region and his government pledging €2 million to help the stricken population. The red line must be drawn. That was the demand from the Israeli Prime Minister at the United Nations on Thursday, complete with a diagram. Benjamin Netanyahu referring to Iran's controversial nuclear program. Mr. Netanyahu says Iran cannot be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon, and he asked world leaders to help make that clear. Now for its part, Iran has vowed it will retaliate against any attacks, and Tehran's UN ambassador called Israel a regime based on terrorism. Most of the world's leaders were gathered at the United Nations this week, and they discussed yet again, what can we do about Syria? Inside the country, meantime, activists reported 343 deaths on Wednesday alone. It is believed to be the highest one-day death toll since the conflict began, and a tragic illustration of the world's inability to halt the bloodshed. Now the war is raging across Syria's three largest cities, Aleppo, Homs, and the capital Damascus, or at least what is left of them. Well, you remember that you can monitor GRTS radio live on our website, which is at www.grts.gm. Well, that's all in the news in summary, which also marks the end of transmission. Thanks for watching and have a very good morning.